What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by. My name is Ryan. If you haven't met me yet, this is my channel, Ryan the Movie Guy, a place to come to talk about movies, TV shows, and theme parks. I hope everyone's having a great February so far. I know I am. It's been about a week since I last posted a video, and that's because, of course, I work another job. I work 5 days a week, so it's hard to get in some video time. But I'm hoping once I get in the flow of things to do 2 videos a week. But here I am today, and I am so pumped because I'm talking to you all about some good movies coming out in the springtime of 2019. And when I say spring, I'm talking mainly March and April. Now, these movies that I have here are not in any particular order. If anything, they're in an order of its time of release. And we're getting started with our first pick on March 8th.
So, Skrulls are the bad guys. And you're a Kree, a race of noble warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
Captain Marvel. Marvel's 21st century in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel's first female-driven superhero movie. Set in 1995, Captain Marvel follows the story of Carol Danvers, a former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot, as she turns into one of Galaxy's mightiest heroes and joins forces with Star Force, an elite Kree military team, before returning home with questions about her past and identity, when Earth is caught in the center of a galactic conflict between 2 alien worlds. This movie has an amazing cast, with Brie Larson portraying Captain Marvel, along with Jude Law and Annette Bening, and it's awesome to see Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg returning as Nick Fury and Agent Coulson. Now, even though DC beat Marvel in making a good female superhero film, and I'm talking about Wonder Woman, it is a breath of fresh air to see Marvel finally make one of their own, being that this is the 21st movie. And not only that, I see this movie as being a big turning point in the future of Marvel films. So I'm really excited to see this movie in theaters.
Rachel.
Hi, Lewis.
Look at you.
Next up, we have The Aftermath, being released on March 15th, starring Keira Knightley, Alexander Skarsgård, and Jason Clarke. Set in post-war Germany in 1946, Rachel Morgan arrives in the ruins of Hamburg in the bittersweet winter to be reunited with her husband Lewis, a British colonel charged with rebuilding the shattered city. But as they set off for their new home, Rachel is stunned to discover that Lewis has made an unexpected decision. They'll be sharing the grand house with his previous owner, a German widower, and his troubled daughter. In this charged atmosphere, enmity and grief give way to passion and betrayal. Now, this type of movie is not for everyone, but if you're a Keira Knightley fan, it looks to be a pretty good one. She is the best when it comes to starring in period drama films. It was like she was almost meant to live in that era. Coming out on March 22nd is Jordan Peele's next film, Us. The story tells of a family that go to a beach house hoping to spend time with friends. The serenity soon turns into tension and chaos when a group of strangers arrives.
They look exactly like us. They think like us. They know where we are.
You can already see that he has a specific style of filmmaking just by watching the preview of his second film. This movie looks so creepy, but it looks so good at the same time. I cannot wait to see this. I love his way of storytelling. With Get Out, he told not only a horror story, but it also had a moral to it dealing with race. And I'm excited to see what he's going to talk about as another meaning for this movie, because it's more than just a horror movie, I can already tell. Next up, on March 29th, we have Disney's Dumbo, a remake of the 1941 animated feature.
What's happening? Where are they taking her?
Take Dumbo back inside.
But she's his mom.
This is Disney's next live-action remake, following the footsteps of recent remakes Maleficent, The Jungle Book, Cinderella, and Beauty and the Beast. Directed by Tim Burton, I couldn't think of anyone better to direct a movie like this. He is a unique type of director, and this is a unique type of Disney feature, and he definitely has the eye for this type of film. It looks like they have a lot of heart in it, and I'm looking forward to this, and I'm hoping this is one of Disney's best live-action remakes. Going into April, we have Shazam, being released on April 5th.
Daily Batson, I choose you. Say my name so my powers will become yours.
We got got Zachary Levi playing Shazam, and from the teasers, it looks like he's a great choice from it. I'm not familiar too much with the comic books of DC's Captain Marvel. I've been looking up some of it after I saw the first teaser for this film, and it looks like it's going to be an entertaining movie. We can tell that Shazam is going to be the comedic relief of the DC Extended Universe, kind of like how Ant-Man is the comedic relief for the MCU. The DC Extended Universe has been getting better with their films. Wonder Woman and Aquaman come to mind. So hopefully this is going to be another one, and they can continue that trend with their upcoming slate of films. Also being released the same day on April 5th is Pet Sematary.
Place to bury our pets and remember them. Might seem scary, but it's not. Perfectly natural. Just like dying is natural.
This is based off of one of Stephen King's classic books and also a remake of the 1989 film. The story follows a doctor who moves his family out of the big city to the country. There he discovers they have moved near a pet cemetery that rests on an ancient burial ground. When his daughter is killed in an auto accident, he takes the girl's body to the cemetery where it's resurrected in demonic form. Horror remakes have been a bit overdone, and they've been doing that too much, and here they are again doing it with Pet Sematary. The first one was a classic, but with the success of it 2 years ago, that definitely changed a lot of things for some remakes. Though if you haven't seen the original one, I do recommend it. It is a good Stephen King movie from the 80s. And fingers crossed, hopefully this will be a good remake as well. Once again, we have another superhero film being released on April 12th, and that is the third installment of Hellboy.
Some dads get their kids Legos.
Haven't we got to be saving the world or something?
Does it do anything special?
Yeah.
This sequel has been in development hell for quite a while. The first one was released in 2004, and the second one was released in 2008, both directed by Guillermo del Toro. And since the second one was released, for years they were talking about a third movie, and Ron Perlman, the star of the first two portraying Hellboy, he wanted to do a third film. And then a few years ago, they finally said they were going to do kind of like either a soft reboot or kind of a sequel.
I'm on your side! Sorry, my bad.
Looks like to be a lot of action, a little bit of comedy, drama, hopefully a little bit of what the first movie had with its characters and storyline. Next up, also being released on April 12th, is High Life.
On Mars.
This is a science fiction movie that was released in 2018 at the Toronto International Film Festival. The story is about a group of criminals that are sent on an energy finding mission in space. Monty, played by Robert Pattinson, is one of the criminals on board and had a daughter named Willow against his will through artificial insemination. I saw this preview on IMDb, and so many movies came to mind when I was watching it, like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Sunshine, Life, any space movie you could think of, Gravity even, the first Alien, and everything seems so complex that I wanted to know more. It looks like it's going to be pretty entertaining. It looks like it might be very thought-provoking, which I love movies that do that in their storytelling. I'm not sure how wide this is going to be in release. Hopefully you'll find it at your local theater. But it does look like to be a promising movie with a good cast, hopefully a good story, to keep our interests at the theater. We got another horror film coming up on April 19th, The Curse of La Llorona.
Can I ask you a question, Father? Do you know anything about La Llorona?
The Weeping Woman.
It's a folktale.
To some.
Anna Garcia is a social worker who's raising two children in 1970s Los Angeles. She's called to check on one of her cases. She finds foul play. She digs deeper, and she finds similarities between that case and a terrifying supernatural occurrence that's haunting her family. She enlists the help of a faith healer and discovers that La Llorona has latched herself onto Anna and will stop at nothing to take her children. Now, for all you horror fans that know who James Wan is, he's the producer of this movie. We all know him as the creator of Saw. He's directed the Insidious films, the Conjuring movies as well. He's even gone outside of the boundary of horror films and directed one of the installments of the Fast and Furious movies. And just recently, he directed Aquaman. Being that he had something to do with this movie is what attracted me to wanting to see it. I don't really know why it hasn't been getting a lot of publicity, because no one's really been talking about it at all. I just knew about this movie up until a few weeks ago, but I'd like to see this one. And now we come full circle with my last movie I'm going to talk about. Avengers Endgame. Being released on April 26th, this is the 22nd installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and probably the most anticipated movie of the year.
This thing on? Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this.
It follows the events of Avengers Infinity War, where the universe lies in shambles and the remaining Avengers and their allies must reassemble to repair the damage caused by Thanos and bring harmony back to the universe. Now, if you're a Marvel fan like I am, you know that this is the event of the year. This is an event that has gone 11 years and it's coming all down to this. Not a lot has been shown yet. We've only seen a teaser and a bit of a TV spot. And the directors have even said that the only footage they'll be showing is 20 minutes into the movie. So that there says that a lot's going to happen that we don't know about. And they've been doing a pretty good job keeping any secrets of what's going on in the storyline. So guys, that was my 10 picks of what to see in the spring of 2019. I hope you liked all the movies that I had chosen. If there's anything I didn't mention or there's some here you don't want to see as much, just mention them in the comments below. If you want to hear more from me in the future, just click on that subscribe button down below. I'm hoping to do another video like this for the summer movies coming out because we have just as many good ones coming. But in the meantime, this is Ryan saying see you at the movies.